Hello everyone, my name is Saloni Nandkyoliar and I welcome you to this session where we'll discuss India's big win at the United Nations. So what is this big win that we're talking about? It is that India has been elected unopposed to the Human Rights Council for the 7th time for a 3-year term 2026 to 2028, and this will begin on January 1, 2026. And this is the 7th time India has been elected to this council. Now, in order to understand the significance of this election, let us first see what is UNHRC and where does it fit in the structure of United Nations. So we have United Nations and it has some principal organs. How many principal organs does United Nations have? It has 6 principal organs. The first one is United Nations General Assembly, UNGA. It has 193 members and the headquarters are at New York. Next, we have United Nations Security Council. How many members do we have here? We have 15 members, 5 permanent and 10 non-permanent. Here also the headquarters are at New York. Next, we have ECOSOC, Economic and Social Council. Here also the headquarters are at New York. Then we have ICJ or International Court of Justice, and this is the only principal organ of United Nations which does not have its headquarters at New York. Instead, the headquarters here are at Hague, Netherlands. And then we have the Secretariat, headquarters again at New York. And finally, we have the Trusteeship Council. The Trusteeship Council. And this council was suspended in 1994, so technically it still exists. It meets as and when required, but it has largely remained inactive because it was suspended in 1994. So these are the 6 principal organs of United Nations. And where does UNHRC fit in here? It is a subsidiary body of the United Nations General Assembly, which in turn is a principal organ of United Nations. So UNHRC is a subsidiary body of UNGA. Now let us talk about UNHRC. So UNHRC was formed in 2006 and this replaced the earlier United Nations Commission on Human Rights. So 2006 it was formed, and the principal objective here is to bring up human rights issues from all across the world. So it talks about minority rights, it talks about women rights, tribal rights, all sorts of human rights and their violations, and brings up these discussions at the United Nations General Assembly. So UNHRC, it has 47 members. And in order to have an appropriate representation from all across the world, these 47 seats basically, they have been divided into 5 regions. So we have 5 regional groups. First is Africa. Then we have Asia Pacific. And this is the region from which India won its seat. Then we have Latin America and Caribbean, Western Europe and others, and finally we have the Eastern European countries. Now these 47 seats, they have been allocated to all these 5 regions. So Africa gets 13, Asia Pacific gets 13, Latin America gets 8, West Europe and others basically is for US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, etc. This gets 7 and Eastern Europe gets 6. India won a seat from Asia Pacific. So elections to UNHRC, they happen every year because every year some seats they fall vacant, and any country who wins the election serves a 3-year term. This year 4 seats were vacant from the Asia Pacific region. So one India got, and the others were Vietnam, Iraq and Pakistan, and finally India. So these 4 countries will be serving a term of 2026 to 2028 from the Asia Pacific region because these were the 4 seats that fell vacant. Now, in order for any country to win the elections, there should be an absolute majority. So this, because it's a subsidiary organ of UNGA, UNGA has 193 members. So any country should at least obtain 97 votes out of the 193 votes, and India got 173. So India has now entered this council for the 7th time. And how many re-elections are possible here? So 2 consecutive terms are possible. The third consecutive term cannot happen. There has to be a mandatory gap of 1 year. Only after that can a country apply for re-elections. So India served the 2019 to 21 term, then 22 to 24 term, then 25 was our mandatory gap, and then we are back with 26 to 28. And this is the 7th time. First time was in 2006. The same year when what happened? The same year when UNHRC was created. So the first term India served was in 2006, and this is India's 7th term. So that was all for today's video. Securing a seat basically at UNHRC, it ensures that India gets a voice at the international platform to talk about human rights and their violations, especially with the Pahalgam attack that we saw this year and all the terrorist attacks that keep happening. It gets very important that India keeps getting such platforms, such chances, so that it can keep raising its voice against all these horrific issues. So that was all for today. Now let us attempt a question for prelims. Now let's attempt this question. With reference to United Nations Human Rights Council, consider the following statements. 1. The UNHRC is the principal organ of the United Nations. 2. A member country can serve for a maximum of 2 consecutive terms in the council. 3. India occupies all 13 seats allotted to the Asia Pacific group during its term. Choose the correct option. 1 only, 2 only, 1 and 2 only, or 1, 2 and 3. Please provide your answers in the comment section and we will meet in a new video. Thank you for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.